Happy New Year. It is 2023. We hope that your year is off to a great start. You last saw us in Chicago, and that was like 6 weeks ago. So for the past 6 weeks, we've been home enjoying time with family and friends, enjoying the holidays, and just taking some time to reflect on 2022 and just kind of update our goals and like realign for the upcoming year. We're super excited about it.
We love this time of year because it gives us an opportunity to reflect. We're not big on like the resolution, change your whole life, but just the natural opportunity to think about the past year and then lessons learned. And I feel like I wanted to say that there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, I feel like, that wasn't always captured on camera. We had an amazing year and we got to do so many things, visit so many new countries, but I was struggling a lot with like being diagnosed with celiac disease and like the anxiety with all of that. And I feel like that didn't always come across on camera. So I just wanted to be real with you. And with all those lessons learned that we had this past year, we are thinking about moving forward into 2023.
And knock on the door.
Hello.
Come in, guest.
Okay, so a few things that we learned were that we were moving around a bit too much. We didn't do as much slow travel as we would have hoped, and that created like a lack of routine and stability. And where I really need a kitchen sometimes to cook, it was really hard. Like when you're in a different country and there's different languages on the packaging, like it was just a bit too much all at once. So I think this summer especially, I had a breakdown and I was just like, I'm burning the candle from both ends. So I was just kind of like, whoa, this is too much. I need to take a step back. So we started brainstorming in Thailand. I'll never forget it. We pulled out our Excel spreadsheets. We're like, what can we do to make a change? And we convinced ourselves that we were going to move into a van. Mm-hmm. And that was going to solve all the problems because KJ's sense of adventure would have been like in a new place every day, or like in the van, there's always adventure. And I would have had a kitchen and had that stability. But what happened with that?
It wouldn't have solved all the problems also, to go back on that.
We thought we were. We thought it was going to.
Well, it was more so checking boxes, right?
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, van. We can still travel in a van. We'll have like a home base that it's our spot, it's our space. We can cook and do our own thing and
clean.
You know, like leave our clothes somewhere. We don't need to live out of a suitcase. And then, like I said, we could still work because we could work on the road and then travel at the same time. So it checked all the boxes. It obviously has a lot of problems with van life. We've done it in the past on week-long adventures here and there. So we know there are problems with van life that come up as well. But in our minds, that was the best solution that we had at the moment to still be able to travel, work, and have a space that we could call our own in that regard. But
basically we came home from Vietnam and I had this awakening, like unpacking my suitcase, like doing laundry. Like if we were moving into a van, we'd still want to do a lot of international travel. And I think that was the like pushing point for me. I was like, we're not going to be able to just do laundry in a van. Like there's all these things the luxuries that you don't have when you're living in an apartment. We also stayed at a gorgeous apartment in Vietnam. And I was like, whoa, this is kind of checking off the boxes once again. So we had like a lot of not difficult conversations, but we just got really honest with ourselves and what our needs were. Because I feel like Kate is a little more an adventure bug. You need more of that adventure spirit and movement. And I need a little bit more of that, like, we're stable. We can have breakfast, you know?
I like breakfast.
You like breakfast a lot. But just like, it's something that's going to support us with that. Yeah. So I think this apartment and moving to Chicago, this new. So I think it's gonna be exciting.
Absolutely. So to tie all that together, we do feel that our hearts still belong to international travel. And traveling in the United States is amazing. We've gone on some awesome trips to national parks here. We will still travel within the US, but international travel is like where our heart lies and we feel like the most like invigorated, I guess you could say. So that kind of brings us to the next step of Chicago and like the boxes that is checking in that regard. So it's checking the box of our own space with laundry in a kitchen. But being in Chicago, they also have O'Hare International Airport, which is a major airport. And you can get pretty much anywhere in the world from there within one connection, a lot of times direct, which is awesome. Like to Asia, Europe, anywhere that you can get, really.
KJ's been looking on Google Flights every night, and he'll text me the deals. And so I read them in the morning. There's some good deals.
Yeah. So. You can fly directly from O'Hare to Auckland, New Zealand. So be on the lookout for that from us at some point. But yeah, so it checked the international travel box, it checked our own space box, and not needing a car to live there because we don't want to have to buy a car just to live in a city, because then that kind of defeats the purpose of the city. And it's all this list of things of ultimately reasons why we chose there. And it will allow us to keep our same jobs because it's only an hour difference from East Coast hours in the US. So all those things ultimately landed on us in Chicago. So we haven't signed a lease yet.
But we're manifesting a really nice apartment that's gonna check all the boxes. We are learning, this is our first apartment together, so we're learning what we actually need. We've never really lived in a big city. We're both from suburban towns, so it's like, okay, we need to be close to Trader Joe's. That's important. And we need to be close to XYZ. So we're learning all the things, and we're really excited for this next chapter, and it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it'll be great. So right now is beginning of January. Well, actually, middle of January. Literally mid-January.
Oh, wow.
Right now as we speak. And we're looking for a March-ish move-in. So right now, buildings don't really know their availability from March until like end of January, mid-February. So still got a couple weeks waiting on that. But once that happens, you will know and you will see it. And it's gonna be awesome. And we're really excited about it. So all of that being said, 2022 was a great year and we had a lot of fun. We visited 12 new countries. Greece was a repeat for us. We went back in 2019 before KJ and Sarah were KJ and Sarah, and we were just KJ and Sarah.
KJ and Sarah.
But that brings our total country count to 20, which is awesome.
So exciting.
Just feeling super like blessed and thankful that we like have the opportunity to travel to so many countries together and to be able to continue doing so through this year and however long we want to travel internationally for.
Absolutely.
So feeling really good for that in this past year. Do we want to talk about our favorite and least favorite real quick? All right. Hit me with it.
Least favorite was Thailand, mostly because I got sick there. They have a lot of soy sauce, which has wheat in it, and I have celiac disease. So when that happens, we are down for the count, like just systemically. Yeah, lots going on there. So that had to be my least favorite, which was so sad because I think it was my most excited about country going into the year. So that was sad. But my favorite countries, Spain, Vietnam, and Italy. All on the top. They all for different reasons. So I feel like I can't pick an absolute favorite yet. But do you have a different one? My
favorite, I think I would say, would be Vietnam in general. Loved Vietnam. Everything about it was just like. But again, I mean, it's great for different reasons, and other countries are great for, right? So I mean, it's so hard to say. But the food, like the sights, the people there are so nice. We just had so many great interactions with people in Vietnam.
The cost was pretty good.
Cost was really nice. Being able to stretch the US dollar conversion rate. Overall, just really, really liked it. Yeah.
What was your least favorite?
Least favorite? I don't know.
You have to pick one.
Sorry, I haven't thought about this until right now, so that's why I'm thinking. Honestly, I think maybe Jamaica.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean, that was my second time going there. I went on a family vacation with my family 10 years ago there. And when I was younger, we went to an all-inclusive resort similar to Sandals that I went to. And I just remember being like, this is awesome. You get to walk up and you just grab food whenever you want. And the water is warm and all this stuff. And then we went this time to Jamaica and it was really fun. We had a great time. It wasn't bad by any means. But it was definitely my least favorite. Yeah, maybe all-inclusive travel is not there for us yet, right now in our lives. It was good for the end of the year, December, winter, getaway, going to the beach, that. It was good for that, but ultimately not good for two 24-year-olds. It was an older crowd. Yeah, older crowd for sure. That being said, 2022 was a great year, and we are excited for 2023. Oh, this is gonna be such a good year. Just lots of good energy coming in, and we have a lot of exciting trips planned, not booked, but we have a lot of ideas. So do you want to run through our list? Yeah, so we have our biggest trip planned and booked and everything already. So far, we leave in 1 week. We're going to Australia and Singapore for 3-ish weeks, a little longer than 3 weeks. Sarah's sister is going to grad school in Australia. So being the humble older siblings that we are gonna move her in, and we're just gonna... You're welcome, Nicole. We're gonna just suck it up and go to Australia for her if we have to. If we have to. So we're really looking forward to that. We're flying through Singapore on the way home. And we have some really cool videos, I think, coming out about that. We haven't filmed them yet by any means, but I think what we're going to be doing there that we have planned and booked is going to be really exciting. We're really excited to share it with you guys, and you'll see it all as it happens.
And focusing on that too, like our goal for 2023 with our traveling, like we may not be traveling to 12 new countries every month, like doing our goal last year. But this year we're going to do more like really experiences that we're really excited about and really curious about. So we honestly might visit the same amount of countries, but it's going to be a lot more intentional and like really honing in on that exciting factor. So
absolutely,
we're pumped about it. We're pumped to show you guys too.
Absolutely. So after Australia, we will be at 4 continents, 4 of the inhabited continents, 7 total continents. So our plan and our hope is to check off the final 2 remaining inhabited continents, which would be Africa and South America for us. So that's on the list. We would love to do a safari. I think our goal is to do one in Zimbabwe or Tanzania. And then in South America, we'd love to go to Peru and Chile. So Ecuador may be in there.
Yeah.
Again, we're open to like anything at this point.
We are very open.
We don't care. We'll go anywhere. We'd love to go to Iceland and like do some cool stuff there. And then the UK, Ireland, and Iceland would probably be like that trip, like that one big trip.
Yeah.
We'd love to also go to Guatemala and visit more of the Central American countries down there. So Guatemala is high on our list for that. And then Japan and South Korea. I actually have a friend who is moving to South Korea for about 3 months at the end of this year. So hopefully gonna visit him.
We just tag along when all these people are moving places. We're like, oh, should we come? Do you want us to come?
We totally invite ourselves. They're like probably sick of us, but
yeah.
So
it's good.
That is kind of our plan right now. It is super loose. Nothing is booked except for Australia and Singapore, and that is all in January and February. So we are wide open all year. And the friends point kind of brings us to our last point of this video, is that we would love to see more friends and community while we travel. We want to make it a point to travel with people that we know or we have met through YouTube and Instagram and all these great communities that we know. So we would love to meet up with anybody that's watching this. Let us know where you are, and we will definitely make an effort to go there. Last year we met up with our friend Crosby in Costa Rica, and that was an awesome trip. So we'd love to see her again. Maybe we'll see her in Guatemala. Crosby, see you there.
Crosby.
That's kind of our goal for this year, is to, like Sarah said, be more intentional with our like adventures and really hone in on the experiences. Obviously the country count is great to add to, but if we have to go back to a country that we've already been to, we will, for a cool experience.
Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of the direction we were going in, was just like trying to get as many countries as possible, which we do want. I think both of us have gone through all the countries, and we at least want to visit like 115 that we've checked off. But it's kind of just like we're finding the balance between our life and like what we want in life and what we need to prioritize, and I think we're really trying to strike that balance, especially without the pressures of social media. Sometimes, especially this year, I often felt behind, like, oh, we're not traveling full time, like we're failing, like, oh, we're not like XYZ, like enter in anything. I'm sure you felt the same way. Like it just kind of has that power over you sometimes, but as long as you're being conscious about it, being really honest with what we want in life, that's how we're approaching this year. And hopefully my word of the year is alignment. So hopefully we're very aligned this year, and we're excited. Yeah, absolutely. We can't wait for 2023 and to bring you along with us and share all of these wonderful experiences with you, and we'll see you out there. Yeah. That's kind of all we have for this video, but our next video will be us going to Australia. Oh my God. Country number 21, continent number 4, and our first time in the Southern Hemisphere. We've never been south of the equator. Yeah. We're hoping that the toilets flush the opposite way. We'll find out. Alrighty. See you in the next one. I feel like we should restart the whole thing. Want to restart the whole thing? Okay. Take 2. What were our lessons learned? We're talking about lessons learned? Oh, it's because we didn't clap.